Incoming transmission.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are looking at mostly watercolors, but a lot of mixed media stuff too. I apologize in advance guys, this is going to be a super epically long video. I apologize in advance. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoy. So first off, we've got a selection of the stuff, some of the products I used. These are Paul Rubens watercolors. We have some, this is their professional line. We have some Primo Marketing watercolors. These are more of a student grade set. I have several of these sets. There is another set of watercolors that I have used in some of these paintings, but I don't have them anymore. They were like a bit like Genzai Tembi paints. I can't say the Japanese watercolor. And then some of them are in Daniel Smith, although not many of them are. Some of the more of the later ones are. And then we've got masking fluid, trusty masking fluid. This stuff it stinks, absolutely stinks, but it's good. And then we have silver and gold acrylic acrylic ink. Oh, I can't talk today, I don't know what's the matter with me. Yep. And then we have a selection of pens, Poscas, trusty Poscas, Faber-Castell ink pens, Jelly Roll silver and gold, white Signo Uniball pen, mechanical pencil, that's another fine liner, and then we have watercolour sponge and, you know, watercolour droppers, you know. Oh, they're a trusty spray bottle as well to wet your watercolours. So yeah, that's the majority of the products used. I haven't shown you any paper, but I will make a point of listing those below. So this is one of the first watercolours I did, and this, well, I say it's a watercolour, it's a mixed media piece really. Let's see if I can find the sketch for it.
One eternity later.
Planning stage. This one was actually from Mermaid. Yes, okay, so I started doing studies of jellyfish, and then I was like, let's make a jellyfish mermaid. So yes, I don't think I went for a specific pose. I think it was, I kind of went with some of these ideas and then changed it in the main one. So yeah, that's some of the initial planning for that. And this is in, I think these are the Japanese watercolors that I had. There is gouache in this piece. There's white flecks of gouache. There's also the silver pens and the silver ink in this one. Don't know if it'll pick it up. There's some on the top up here. Ooh, shiny, shiny. And it's all down the tendrils as well. I think this one took me, this was one of the longer ones. I'd say about 8 to 10 hours this one took. So this was like that. This was like an experiment watercolor. I think this is a mixture of the Japanese watercolors and Primatex. This is, I think this is Primatex, not Primatex. Primo Marketing watercolors. And then that's got Posca in it and white fine liner. This image of this lady with, you know, the profile and something sitting on her shoulder. I have done several times this year. I've done one other watercolour like this that went wrong, and I did a mixed media piece in my new sketchbook of a similar design. Now, I did the two watercolours first, and I don't know why I keep doing it. I think there's something about this imagery that I keep doing, and I feel like I haven't captured it yet. And I've noticed this about in my art journey in the last couple of years. I will latch on to an idea. It could be from a sketch, or sometimes it could be, you know, subconsciously, or I've had an idea, and I will do it over and over again until I actually find what I'm looking for. And I still don't think I've found what I'm looking for.
Oh my god, I'm getting memes with that song, was it? Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Anyway.
This is another experiment. This has actually got like metallic paint over the top of it. I don't really know what this is about. I don't know. Ask my brain. This was done for a friend on stream. Her name's Dragonfly, and she requested something like this. So this is a watercolour. It's got silvery stuff on it. What's the next one? This one's another study. I really like this. I really like what I've done with some of the shadows in here under her chin. I don't like what this arm's doing. It looks like she's dislocated it. This was a photo study. I still really like that one. This one's cool. I really like this one. This one, this is another one of those images that I've done over and over again over the last, I'd say, couple of years, and I still haven't fully captured it. And so that's the sketch for it. And then we went into the watercolor. I still don't feel like this is done. And I was trying out some techniques by Stephanie Puman-Law. Well, I think I probably said that wrong. I'm butchering it. But she has this really awesome like technique of putting like circles into her work. Let me see if I can find a good example of it. Her work is so amazing. Oh, it's so amazing. Ah, here we go. This sort of stuff. Where she kind of puts shapes in. And here, this is what I mean. Exactly here. We went right past it. Look at that, of the circles of the, and like, it has such an amazing effect. I'm not sure I did it very well myself, but yeah, I saw that in her work, and I was like, oh, I need to have a go at that, have a try, because it just offers like a really nice effect. So yeah, that's that one. That's the sketch for it. And then we've got another little dragon. This is watercolour fine liners, and it's got jelly roll pens and Sigma, probably Posca as well. And then we've got another mermaid piece here. This one was a reference. I'm really happy with what I did up here. you know, the light coming through the water. I probably should have put some like rays coming down as well. You know, I could still do that, go over in some gouache and maybe do it. But yeah, the rest of the background, sort of from there down, I'm not so happy with. The mermaid herself, it's okay. I think this was one of the more... the pieces that didn't go so well. I see a lot of more faults than I do good things, if you know what I mean. And then this one, this was from a photo reference, I do believe, but I embellished the background and stuff. And this was like blowing paint with a straw and stuff, and flicking it and sponging it. This is watercolour, and then there's like white gouache over the top. And then the dolphins also have, because obviously dolphins have this very silky look. You know, they're very smooth, they're streamlined. So I put like this really fine watercolour, metallic watercolour over the top. So yeah, out of all of my pieces, completed watercolour pieces for 2020, this is one of my favourites. And this one, I'm not really sure what this one's about. I quite like her hand, what I did with her hand. I kind of messed up the line there. It probably should have been a bit finer, that separates the finger and the rest of the hand. Maybe that didn't need to be there. Maybe I could go over that in gouache, maybe, I don't know. But I don't like how it's connecting here, like what's going on with this dress here. Like, oh, I don't know. And the hair, it kind of like sits on top of her head. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it's like abstract. Yeah, I had a thing with blue a lot in 2020. I'm not really sure why. And with this piece, so this was based off of a reference that I found on Unsplash. And it's basically a woman, and she's got a string attached, and then I embellished it. I put the circle background, and then I had more beads and dangly things. And I think I called this one Fate in the end. And like, this is another one that I was really happy with some of the shadows. Maybe not the what's the word? The colour selection I was happy with. The execution of where I've put them, maybe not so much, if that makes sense. And yeah, there's a lot of metallics in this. It's really, because they're quite small. There you go, you can see them there. This one, I was obsessed with the metallics. This is a photo study, which I embellished a little bit. I picked it because she had like Egyptian vibes, like the little headdress that she had on. It gave me Egyptian vibes, and I love Egyptian art and mythology and history, so that's why I picked that reference. And I really love what I did with the hair, especially across here. It feels luxurious, not so much down here, but yeah. Oh, I have no idea. This is one of those pieces where I didn't do a sketch, I didn't do anything like that. I just was in the mood to paint and just went for it. I mean, it's not great, guys. You know, sometimes when you don't plan and you go into it, sometimes it can look really great and you can come out with a really decent finished piece. But sometimes you get pieces like this. I mean, it's not all bad. I like what I did here, like the leaves and the flower, the face not so much. And the background, I really like the background, but all of these different elements together, when you review it at a later date, it doesn't make sense. And then there's this one, which is one of my favourites out of all of them. There is some facial anatomy stuff going on, however, oh my god, I love what I did with her hair. It's like Art Nouveau, and I love the gradient that I managed to get. Oh, this is what happens when you work in like several layers of watercolours and you let it to dry, and like the shadow under here going across, you know, down from her chin and then across the gold necklace. Oh, just like, what did I do here? And you do a piece and then you try and replicate it, and it's like, how did I do that? How did I do it? And then obviously, yeah, there's more metallic stuff on this. Yeah, I really like this piece. It's a shame about some of the facial anatomy, but other stuff is great. And this one was a photo study, an unsplash photo study that I did, and then obviously I embellished it because I'm obsessed with like circles and jewels and stuff. Not happy with her skin. There are certain areas of it, like down here, I think look okay, but the face, I need to work on skin tones. And this one, right, I started this and it looked awful, guys. I just basically had a floating head and these leaves and stuff, and I got halfway through it and I left it for about 2 months and didn't do anything with it, and I was like, right, I need to finish this. This is ridiculous. So because I wasn't happy with the composition, basically. It was just awful. Anyway, so I decided just to plough through it and get it to a finished piece, regardless of all the things that were nagging me about it. Now, there are some things in this that I really love, like all these little, can I show you, these little circles and stuff. I love this texture that I managed to create, and like this drop shadow behind her was really cool, and the certain aspects of the hair, they turned out really well. And this rose, I don't hate, but like with a few of the other pieces, all of the elements together don't necessarily work, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and then we have a little dragon thingy with the little blue butterflies. And that was an unsplash study too. I think it's like a statue of a dragon that I found, and I kind of made it more lifelike. I quite like that piece. It makes me smile when I look at it. I wish I'd made the greens a bit richer though in places. This is a bit different from what I normally do. This is a landscape, and this was watercolour. I do believe this is Daniel Smith, or it might be Paul. No, this is Paul Rubens watercolour. And I like everything until you get to the foreground. The foreground I don't like. I like what I did with the background, the mountain. These mountains here, they feel more further back, and then you've got these ones, and then you can come forward. That feels good. Just the foreground, no. So this was what, 2 or 3 hours? 2-3 hours study, something like that. This one's got a funny story behind it. Basically, Paul Rubens' professional line have some really weird watercolor colours that really make no sense in the set, or at least for me they don't. Anyway, I decided to pick these 3 random colours and see if I could make a painting. The only colour that's different is this grey, which I used to pick out the figure. This green, this purple here, and it was either, I think it was this one. I think it was this colour here, and I don't know, these two, and they don't make any sense. So this was it came in this set, but there's some blues missing here, and I do question why these two are here. This one may be okay. This one, why have you not put like a Prussian blue in, or something like that? And these make no sense. Anyway, so the point was to pick the colours that really made no sense in this set and actually make a painting. And that's what I did, basically. Oh, what's that? Something stuck to my watercolour palette. this was the result, and I don't know, I don't hate it. I will say I don't hate it. Okay, so this was a photo, the face was like a photo study, and then obviously me being me was like, this isn't good enough. So I added antlers, and I think the lady had a butterfly on her face, and then I added more. Because why not? And then, oh look, another antler lady. This one I'm more happy with. This is a more muted palette, and I struggle with muted palettes. I always have the obsession I want to make everything ridiculously saturated, but there's something simple about a muted palette. So I was really happy with this one. Obviously this has got metallics in and Poscas, and I really like this piece. It's still like one of my favourites from 2020. This was like a quick study from Unsplash. This is very sketchy. Look at the flowers. It's basically, I put a load of paint on it, let it all merge together, and then gone over with the fine liners, just to try a new, you know, kind of like a looser style. And I don't hate it. I actually quite like this. I think with some more refinement, it could work. These were both done for Madeline Ink's study group, and yeah. These two are a turning point in the watercolour journey, because this is when I got fairly decent paper. Let me see if I can find it.
A few moments later.
Yeah, this is the paper I got. So before I was working on, a lot of it was like Bockingford paper. Yeah, Bockingford watercolour paper, which is not cotton. I was working on, some of those pictures were done in botanical, you know, ultra smooth paper. But this is the first pad of 100% cotton paper I got, and it's so good, oh my god. Yeah, and then these might be Daniel Smith's, they might be, I'm not sure. These are definitely not. This is done on Langford paper. Yeah, this is Langford paper. Is it Langford? I don't know. Oh, I haven't got it because I think I've used it all now. But yeah, I think that's Langford. Maybe I've said that wrong. These are quite cute. I like these. I prefer the sun over the moon. And then we've got this one. This was just a random jewellery design. I can't remember if I was looking at a piece of jewellery and did it, or, you know, painted it, or if I was kind of looking at loads of different pieces of jewellery and then made my own. I don't know. That's a while ago. That was kind of like at the start of the thing, the world burning, basically. This was a photo study. I really like this. I really love how the koi pop from the background. It's nice. I like it. And then we've got another photo study, and I did some weird abstract background. This is another issue. Arm looks really weird. But the skin, yet again, the skin. Big issue. Okay, and then this one. This is a set of watercolours for a series, a little series that I did, and these have all got sketches which I can dig out. I hope they're in here. They should be in here. If not, I might. Yeah, there they are. There's the sketches for them. So, yeah, just popped into my head that I wanted to do a little. Well, no, actually, no, it didn't just pop into my head, guys. Basically, I'm planning on doing a Zodiac series soon, and this is part of planning whether I can commit to a series. So, yeah, you've got spring, summer, autumn, and winter as dragons. And I eventually I want to make bookmarks out of them for my Redbubble store or online store. This was a suggestion by a friend on the Twitch stream, They suggested this reference. I zoomed in on the reference, and this is completely Daniel Smith's, guys. And this was a challenge I set for myself. So at the time I only had the warm and cool primary sets. So I basically was forced to mix from that set. That was the challenge. And I don't think it turned out too bad. I'm really happy with this piece. It really forced my brain to mix and get colours and try and get them as accurate as possible. It was a tough challenge, but it was worth it. And then we've got a little pumpkin stack. This is actually on my Redbubble, guys. You can get this on products on my Redbubble. And then we've got my last two. Now these are a bit different. These are actually gouache. Now I put them here because they're really the only two pieces of gouache art that I have. Yeah, I thought I'd put them in at the end for you guys. So I really got into this sort of, I don't know, I really got into it. This one is definitely a photo study that came up on my friend Maddie's art channel again. And I think it was one that I skipped over though, and I went back to it because I was itching to do gouache, and my friend Maddie does gouache, and I think I got inspired and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back a couple of art clubs, pick a reference that I really liked but didn't have time for, and this is what I did. And yeah, I really kind of like the background here. I mean I like it all, but I like the background because it feels like it's got depth. I mean, I feel like it could be better. You know, I'm not very good with gouache. It's like these are my first attempts at gouache, but I really like this one as well. I do love the tree, and so I like what I did with the bark and this background. This bit in particular, I feel like is really nice. It's really nice. Hi guys, it's Future Bale here. I've had to speed this little section of video up because I drivel a lot. But basically I'm talking about how much work I've produced this year, which it literally doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it's a bit of imposter syndrome. I don't know how many pieces of artwork I've created. I'll have a count and see how many I've done. But not only that, I've 3 sketchbooks, 3 watercolour sketchbooks, and it's just been crazy. But with that being said, the next video is going to be looking at my digital work. I'm not sure how I'm going to format that and lay it out for a YouTube video. I'm going to have to think about it. In the meantime, I'll probably put some other videos up. I have a scrawler box unboxing. I want to do a speed paint, etc. So that will be the next videos, I should think. But please feel free, guys, to comment below. Let me know how you think this went. If you enjoyed what you've seen, please follow me on Instagram. I will leave a load of links below for you guys, including links to references, papers, products, etc. So thank you guys. I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.